All right.
All right, do you want to do this then?
What am I doing?
I thought it'd be fun to do our best self cards, and I think there's like 5 or 6 categories of different things in there, so we could just pick one from each and chat about it and chat about what comes up.
So, anything else you want to talk about besides these cards?
I was just gonna say Tyson woke up 6 months old, and in one day he was 6 months.
So 6 months yesterday.
So we have a half year old.
Yeah. What did we do yesterday for his little half birthday?
We just went out to one of our favorite spots, Bird Key, over the Lido Bridge, and watched the sunset. As Berkeley barked at a drone the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, not the whole time. Towards the end, he got him a little riled up.
All of a sudden, he just started barking at this little girl, and I was like, what the heck is he doing? But it was a drone. He does not like the sound of drones.
He knows that it's alien technology.
Yeah.
He doesn't like vacuums.
Yeah, hair dryers, vacuums, drones, anything that makes like a buzzing noise. That one time, those people had those electric cars, like the race little toy cars on the beach.
Yeah, he was watching them like a hawk.
I don't know what it is. Just something about strange noises he doesn't like. But other than that,
he knows it's not human or natural. Yeah. So whatever's not natural.
He's just very smart.
Yeah, he just knows it's not of nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how that drone is.
Yeah. It's out of this world.
Yeah. Alien technology.
So that was fun. It was a really pretty sunset, of course. I would like the weather to get a little bit nicer. It's so hot. I think yesterday was one of the hottest days. I think there's been 2 times I've said that in the last 3 or 4 months. Like, this is the hottest day. And I think yesterday was one of them. It was just so
the other day, I worked out at the gym, had a good workout. I was in the locker room. I finally kind of stopped sweating and take a shower, feel good. I'm like, and I walked out to the car and I started putting my stuff in the truck. Instead of starting the truck or just getting right in, of course, I'm like fumbling through my bag, like trying to find a shaker. And all of a sudden, after like being out there for like 2 minutes, I'm just start sweating again. And I'm like, here we go. I'm like, I shouldn't have even taken that shower.
Yeah, you asked me the other day what's like, I don't know, one of the best and worst things about moving or living in Florida. And obviously the heat is just, we suffer for a couple months just to get through.
It's probably hot in a lot of places right now.
Yeah, it is.
Austin, Texas is hot.
Yeah.
So my buddy drives boats out on the lake and he's like, a couple of those days it's over 100. And he's like, and then some people come in from out of town and it's like high 80s or 90s, and it's like he's like, oh, it's perfect out. And these people are like, oh, it's so hot out here, and he's like, no, it's not. Like last week is 108. You know, it's like this is nothing.
He gets to be on the water. That sucks. But he probably doesn't really jump into the water.
Yeah, he gets in. Yeah. Whenever they anchor down, he'll jump in and get to swim around. That's kind of his. I think that's kind of why he likes those perks of the job. You know? To kind of cool off and enjoy it. So that's good.
Yeah, so we thought we'd whip out our best self cards. There's so many cards, but we've done a lot. This is, over here, the ones that we've done, but we thought we'd delve into some that we have not. So
I've been on a little social media break.
Yeah.
And haven't been on. And you said you were going to take a break. How long was your little social media hiatus?
I mean, so I got on, I've been getting on our podcast just to upload our clips. So I got on that one, and then I did get on my personal just to post a picture or two, and then I got off.
So you're on.
Posted and ghosting.
How do you feel?
Just about Tyson being 6 months.
Yeah, it's hard not to share things you're proud about.
Yeah. But no, I feel great. Yeah, I don't know. It's just people get sucked into the trap, and I'm totally guilty of this, and realized it was becoming more of a problem of just, it's just like people just feel like they have to talk about everything they're doing at all times, and it's just, I'm just trying to be a person of like, I don't want to talk about what I'm doing, I just want to do what I'm doing. So being off social media is helping me do that as opposed to being like, I mean, I can still do stuff, but I just want to get out of the habit of thinking I have to tell everyone what I'm doing.
Why did you think that you had to do that?
I really can't sit here and be like, this is the reason why, but I just feel like, I guess I'm just stuck in that loop and mindset and belief of I basically built a personal brand on social media. And it was just over time, it obviously became a habit of just trying to just showing your life and what you're doing, what you're eating, what you're working out, tips, tricks, all the things. And yeah, so right now, this time of my life, I don't really have to do that.
Yeah, so I'll pull and see straight from the deck. The first question.
What category is this?
This is called About You. Ooh. So about you. This is funny considering the situation that we're in and what we're going through at the moment. But what's your favorite meal and why?
Oh gosh. Oh.
Man, we're talking about food right now, and we're both.
We better get through this question quick.
Yeah, we're both hungry. Even though we just ate.
My favorite meal.
I could tell you.
I mean, obviously, pizza is just.
Well, yeah, we love eating breakfast though. That's our favorite. That's our favorite meal.
That's true.
Or our favorite time of day. Or typically, Kayla and I eat breakfast together. I would say at least 3 or 4 times a week. Maybe 3 days, 3 or 4 days. But I think that's actually probably how she fell in love. Is I cooked for her about a month straight of breakfast, and she's like,
"You did."
She's like, awesome. All right, well, this isn't too bad to start my day like this. So I think she's like, I could have that every day. It might not be that bad. And
you still do it a lot. Yeah.
So
still the majority breakfast.
If you guys want to know the breakfast that we follow or we stick to several days a week is usually about a couple eggs a piece mixed with egg whites. I either crack like 2 to 4 eggs and then I mix it with egg whites. We usually do about a half an avocado a piece. Then we do a couple bacon strips and
with some everything but the bagel seasoning.
She uses that.
Yeah. Good.
It's okay. It's pretty good.
Okay, but like favorite meal though, like if you had to splurge, not just what do you have every day? Is that what that's asking? I don't.
It's just asking what your favorite thing is.
Well, my favorite meal is breakfast.
Yeah.
And then yes, you just described what we had. But if I had to go out to breakfast, I wouldn't get that. I would get like a really yummy omelet, a side of fruit, and
because you're not gonna
raisin toast.
Wow, I love a good omelet. Not long ago, I had a bacon, onion, cheese omelet with gravy on top of it, with hash browns. Even though it was my favorite that day for sure.
Okay, so what's our final answer here?
Well, my favorite food, like right now, since we're prepping and we're not getting to eat anything we want, is like a nice pepperoni pizza is just really
can't go wrong
good.
with pizza.
So I would say my favorite meal, if I could have anything at any time, would be a pepperoni pizza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong.
We had steak last night, or I had the night before. Ribeye was really good.
Yeah.
But when you're hungry, anything's good. So
I'm just thinking, like, I love kind of all the staples. I love sushi. I love a burger and fries. I love pizza. I love Mexican. I love.
Those are all staples, sushi and
Mexican. Should be. We don't ever go out to sushi. No. Do you like sushi? You don't like sushi?
I mean, yeah, I'll eat it, but I'm not like sushi. It's like, that's weird.
I used to eat sushi a lot, but I haven't eaten it in a while.
But if you're eating sushi in Oklahoma, then...
Well, not in Oklahoma, in California.
Got to be by the water.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we kind of roundabout answered that.
Right, so we talked about all foods.
Love breakfast food. I could eat. Whoever does not like eggs, I feel really bad for you because eggs are just best. I don't think there's been a day I've not eaten eggs in like
they are a staple. This question is random question.
Okay, random.
And since you don't know what you're doing in 5 months, I don't know what your 5-year plan looks like. What does your 5-year plan look like?
Gosh, yeah. I do not plan that far out.
Mine looks like 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2029. That looks like my 5-year plan.
My plan is to
those are my 5 years that I'm planning.
Now, if I had to really kind of answer this, it'd be we would maybe have another kid. So we'd have 2 kids.
Eddie's got to go to work right after this.
You're swallow.
Gotta cancel this podcast. I gotta go work.
So I don't know. I see us having a place in Florida, having our own house, maybe on some land, having 2 kids, having some sort of business together or brand together, traveling a lot, and having Florida be our home base, but I think also having the access to travel as well and exploring a lot and with our kids and being help to the community and to the world. And yeah, that's kind of what I don't really have the nitty gritty details.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I envision. What about you?
So, we recently kind of got our little shop office, little art gallery set up going. So for me, just being entrenched like in the art community, I want to see myself and Ben and us have a kind of a brick and mortar or bigger space to house not only our works, artists that we like, and local artists from the community that we like. I would like to house their work or a few of them, and if we're able to sell those for those artists, I would like, to help other artists make money in this community. It's a really artsy community, and there's a lot of younger artists that are still living, and say, why not help living artists that want to make a living doing that? Why is art always more expensive when somebody's dead? It's like, let's help these people that are creating now in these times. Let's help them with the things that they like to do. So that, having a gallery space and going more into those fine art paintings and things like that, but also helping these younger people, younger men especially, that are looking to change their body and transform their mind and maybe get into some physique competitions or bodybuilding or anything competitive. I kind of like all the different sports, so I actually like helping people train for whether it's triathlon or so. I just want to help younger people that want to get somewhere. I want to help younger people get to where they want to be, because I know I wish I would have had someone guiding me along the way. And I did have different coaches and professors and mentors, but I want to give back what you were given. So
Yeah,
if you can give back to your community and help your younger self, then that's what you should strive to do. So
you're trying to do that kind of for 2 different things. Do you think your athleticism and all that physical coaching and all that, and then your art, do you see that intertwining, or do you see that completely separate? How do you feel like it's very polar opposite things that you are doing?
No, it's a yin and the yang. It's a harmony. It's a masculine and feminine, if you want to call it that. It's
yeah, we've been talking about that lately.
It's just a balance. So the art calms me down and keeps my mind settled, and the physicalness of the gym challenges me in the ways that I need to be challenged, and also helps me exert energy, which I know I need to do. But then the art gives my mind a challenge, and it gives me something that I have to figure out. I kind of explain like doing my art is like, it's like creating your own puzzle and then putting it together, if that makes sense.
Cool.
It's like build your own puzzle when you draw it, and then you kind of put it together when you color it, or however you want to explain
your own little world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, that's good, actually. That's good. I was thinking, how do you think doing this competition, like for me, do you think like obviously waking up, going to the gym, meal prepping. Do you think that's more masculine or more feminine?
No. Is taking care of yourself masculine or feminine?
I don't know. I feel like
You feel like it's masculine?
kind of what I'm doing is masculine. I feel like if more feminine would be like yoga or like a walk or very just conscious, mindful eating where I'm like meal prepping, lifting heavy weights, like you know what I mean?
So
You
what
know,
we're doing,
heads at this competition.
yeah, but what we're doing is we're stereotyping. You know what I mean? You're stereotyping masculine and feminine energy. Like, why does it have to be one way? Why does it lifting weights is manly?
I'm not saying it's manly. I just
Yeah, it's
trying to find that harmony, yin and yang in my life as far as masculine and feminine. And I feel like most of what I do is masculine. Like, where's my feminine at?
yeah.
Where's my creativity and my softness coming from? And I don't.
Did you have it before? Was there a time in your life that you can recall that you were really in your feminine energy? That you weren't so masculine? And is there a reason why you feel it necessary to be so masculine?
I
mean,
I don't think it's necessary. I actually think it's not great. I think there needs to be a balance, but I don't know if this is like again stereotyping, but entrepreneurship is very grind, hustle, go, go, go. And I've just been in that mentality for so long where it's like I can't ever feel like I can like sit back with ease and just let things flow. It's like I'm always like on to the next. So that being my job, and then also the way that I go about taking care of myself feels more masculine than feminine. But
so what I heard from you just then was saying that oftentimes because of the entrepreneurial industry that you've been in, you push through rather than sit back and relax. Yeah. You're like forge ahead at all costs versus I need to sit back and be in your feminine energy or whatever.
I need to do that more.
Well, I don't know. I think there's a reason why you feel that you need to be that way, or you feel like you have something to prove, or you feel like you need to be. No, I don't think. I think maybe you feel like you need to be masculine for yourself because you have maybe worries about someone not being able to be that for you or something. You know, I don't know.
I think it stems from a long time ago. Whenever, I had to work at an early age.
How early?
15.
I got my first job when I was 15.
Yeah, I've worked since I was 15, basically. And just the relationship I had with my parents that wasn't so great led me to basically be kicked out of my house twice. Then that was like survival mode, if that makes sense. Like, okay, working 2 or 3 jobs, going to school. Like I've always filled up my day with things.
What did you learn about when you got kicked out and were working your jobs and you didn't get to live at home? What'd you learn?
Did I learn?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously still remember it because you're talking about it. So if you got kicked out of your home and you were having to work, and what was it that came about from that?
I would say what I learned about myself is that I really like autonomy over my life. So that's what I think led me into entrepreneurship is like, I don't like people telling me what I can and can't do. And I've always been like that. I don't know where that comes from. Mm-hmm. So when I'm 18 and my parents are giving me all these rules that I didn't like, I was like, well, I will make my own way to the point where I will take care of myself. So I don't need any rules. Like I will take care of myself. So I will leave the situation.
So they kicked you out at 18?
Yeah. I guess I was still living at home. This was before I went to college.
So they kicked you out when you were 18.
Yeah.
You're an adult.
And they basically said, if you don't like our rules, you can leave. And I said, okay, I will.
I don't.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I've always just been in this like taking care of myself in my own way.
Is that the first time that you'd left home?
When
you were 18?
What do you mean left home?
When's the first time you ever left home?
Like for a long amount of time? Yeah, just when I got kicked out those 2 times, and then
How long
what was
were
I
you out of the house? Yeah.
Oh goodness. The first time a couple weeks. The second time I think a couple months. I think the second time I lived with a friend, and then I never went back home. I eventually got my own place from that. So, for the story, I like autonomy. I like freedom. I like to make my own choices. I don't like people telling me what to do.
So it was the right choice for
That
you.
feels very masculine. Right?
So that was the right choice for you.
Right or wrong, I don't know. I mean, who's to say what's right and wrong about that? But
I don't know. Do you feel like you made the right decision in leaving your house and starting on your own? Or was it a bad decision?
I don't think it was bad.
So
things might have, my life might have looked different had I not, but I don't know.
So you would encourage other young women to make that decision, that if you feel like those are rules you don't want to follow and you feel like you're capable of living and getting your own place, and do that.
Yes. I mean, I would not go about it the way that I did, where I was forced.
Why?
You know, if someone's
Why were you forced?
Because I wasn't following their rules. Like the first time I got kicked out, I vividly remember I was late for curfew, and I think this had kept happening. And I went home late. It was dark, and I walk up to the porch, and my mom had put my work clothes on the porch, and then locked me out. It's basically saying, you have what you have, and here's your clothes you need for work.
How late were you?
How late was I? I don't know, like an hour or so. Yeah.
Is that why you're so
like, I would say do it in a healthy way where you work up to, yes, if you were 18, 19 and you want to be out of your parents' house and not under their thumb. Yes, I highly encourage that, but not in a way where you're just like,
do you think your mom handled that situation right?
And no.
What would you do as a parent when Tyson comes home an hour late?
Well, I mean, I think just everything leading up to that, she didn't do well. Like the reason.
But what do you do when he comes home an hour late? What's his punishment?
Parents were just like, here's the rules. There's no going around them. If you break them, you're bad, basically. Where I feel like I want to be more of like kind of how your parents were, where it's like, hey, you are responsible. I trust you. If that's what you want to go do, then
I was responsible.
I know, so was I. I was responsible.
Were you breaking rules, or were you responsible?
If there were no rules, I would be considered responsible. If that makes sense.
You needed more leniency.
I just needed more loose, like loosen up.
So was that because you were a little bit more rebellious than your brother, or like they weren't used to that, or
I guess
your brother was a little bit more
yeah, he wasn't interested
obedient.
He wasn't interested in anything really.
So they probably, was the first time they've had some backlash in their life, or some, so they probably thought you're going off the deep end.
Like I've said on this podcast before, I feel like parents need to try to figure out the root of a behavior instead of just saying or calling your kids bad. It's like, figure out why they're doing what they're doing. If I'm breaking rules, well, why? Like, why? Like, get to know me a little bit more so you could understand why I'm acting the way I'm acting, and then figure out if you have something to do with it as well. Like, okay, am I being too strict of a parent? Am I being too helicopter parent? So
I'm the parent. Do as I say, not as I do.
I hate that because I said so.
I'm the adult. Want to go
to the next question?
Yeah, describe our first kiss.
Our first kiss was to Nakomo's. You bought me that blanket. We had a fun night at Nakomo's, and then I think we went back to your house, but we didn't go inside. We just kissed outside the car, and then I left. And it wasn't a make-out session.
It was a nice little kiss.
Like a
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's not how you happen, though.
I bought you a gift before we even kissed.
Yeah, that was nice. I was like, oh, that's my love language, are we?
Well, I like that artist.
Yeah. And I just passed my yoga.
Past your yoga thing.
So I think you felt it was.
And then the blanket is like, it's like a kiss from Gala or something, which is like the mother of creativity. So I felt like it was like kind of a depiction of your mother kind of kissing you on the forehead, so to speak. And so I just thought that was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And then you kissed me on the same night. First time. It was like a little. Just kidding. Did I go in or did you go in?
I don't know. I'm sure the tension had been building for a while, you know. But I think after the time before that, I think you left.
Why didn't you?
And I was just like, I didn't kiss her. I was like, I should have kissed her.
Yeah, why didn't? Is that the night of Livingston?
Maybe
Livingston's we didn't. That was like our first. I feel like that was our first date.
You don't kiss on the first date. Are you kidding me?
You just do everything but.
I didn't.
Just kidding.
I was like,
oh goodness.
Have boundaries.
All right. This is the past. What have been the highlights and the lowlights of the past year for you? Well, that's good.
Oh, well, the lows were losing my dad and going to Oklahoma and seeing all his friends and my family and having to bury my dad. And then the highs are this man being born. So I went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs.
Yeah, I know. That is like polarity. Polarity for sure at its finest. Yeah. Would be my low. I don't know if my low would obviously be watching you go through that and your dad and everything. And yeah, that was rough times. I think I probably just had the same, like Tyson being born. Kind of have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, we've got to go see our friends, the Jacksons. We've got to do some. We haven't got to travel this year. You've been making us stay at home.
Yeah, we had to venture out a little bit.
We got a nice pool here, and the dog park is huge down the street. And
I don't really know what my low has been. What would you say my low has been? Being hormonal.
Right before you had Tyson, you were going nuts. And I was like, I've heard stories about women when they're pregnant acting nuts, but it's true. It's true, fellas. If your woman is pregnant, just text me, call me, whatever you need, brother.
Oh.
Whatever you need, brother. Put those earplugs in and nod and smile.
That was my low, you think? I haven't really had a low. I mean, besides just like I said, going through stuff with you and your dad and everything. Yeah. That was pretty hard. And then having Tyson has been my high for sure. As he eats cups over there. Leon here.
What triggers you during an argument? Do you think that was a joke? You thought that was a fake card, didn't you? She didn't believe that card.
We just saw it yesterday.
Tell the people what triggers you.
I actually thought about this question yesterday as I was reflecting on that, but I feel I am most triggered when I don't feel like I can be vulnerable. Or someone doesn't accept my vulnerability, basically. Like if I tell someone it's really hard for me to even be vulnerable. And then when I muster up the courage and then I am vulnerable and then it's not received, then I'm like, okay, wall back up, you know?
I think that's why it's hard for me is because you're sending mixed signals.
What are my mixed signals?
The mixed signals are I don't get deep and I'm not, don't want to talk about my emotions or my feelings. And then
I do want to talk about them.
That's the thing is you don't.
But
you're not empath and you're not an empathetic person. So then whenever you come wanting empathy, it's like, really? Like you want empathy? But it's just like, it's different because you don't display that character, but you're searching for it a little bit. So it's like, you should probably give more of what you're looking for, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So if you're looking for empathy, you should probably give others empathy.
I do give others empathy.
You would say that you're a very empathetic person.
I'm not saying I'm very empathetic, but I'm saying I'm not a complete robot.
Yeah.
I think I have empathy for others.
Yeah.
I think I'm care about others and want to help others.
Yeah. I don't know what my triggers are. I don't think I guess I get defensive about stuff.
Your triggers are you don't want it to be wrong, or you don't want to come across as you did something wrong or bad. That's what I feel like.
I don't think so.
But you get very defensive. If I'm like,
yeah,
hey, you did this, can you do this next time? As you immediately get defensive instead of accepting what you did might not have been right or correct.
Talk about right and wrong. Talking about things I should or shouldn't do.
I have to have triggers during an argument. That's why it's an argument.
I don't think it's the triggers that make the argument, is it?
I feel like
you have an argument. I mean,
I feel like that's what keeps it going. Because
so if you could learn how to control your triggers, then you could learn how to not argue.
Yes. We both get triggered when we bring up the confrontation, or I don't think everything we start to say starts as an argument. It's like we start to talk and then we both get triggered. So then it turns into an argument.
So that would lead back to the question, what triggers you during an argument?
Yeah. I've already answered mine.
What is it?
When I don't feel like my vulnerability is heard or accepted or seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just yesterday.
Right.
This is the exact thing that happened yesterday.
Right.
I told you just information. You didn't really like the information. And I was like, I'm trying to be honest and transparent, and you're not making me feel accepted.
Yeah, I wasn't welcoming in your story to me, letting me know what had happened.
Right. So then,
because I didn't want to hear about it.
That didn't turn into an argument really, but little rift there, a little conflict. But
yeah,
I got over it quickly, more quickly than usual.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think you have triggers during an argument?
Yeah, I guess I don't like being told I'm wrong, I guess. And I'm right. If I'm wrong, I can admit that I'm wrong.
It's more so not maybe wrong, but it's more so you made me feel like blank.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ever believe that you make people feel like blank.
Right.
You try to justify, well, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I'm just trying to tell you this is how you made me feel when you said that or did that.
Right.
And you want to keep justifying why you never just saying sorry or acknowledging that you could have done that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I can say sorry. I'm sorry for not.
Later.
Yeah. But when I do say sorry, or if I do try to say something, it's like, well, I don't know if you're genuine about it. I don't know if it's like, okay, so I guess I have to wait till later.
Well,
because right now in that moment, you're not thinking I'm being genuine because you're already triggered.
Or yeah, it just feels like you're just trying to say sorry to just end it, as opposed to being like,
so I can't just say it. So I can't
sorry.
So I can't just say it. Sorry. But it has to be exact right way, exact right cadence, exact right you know.
It can't be like, okay, sorry. Obviously, there's a different tone.
Inflection is the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Yes. Can't just be, okay, I'm sorry. It has to be like, you know what, babe? You're right.
Seems like you're just trying to end this argument.
Right now.
That's what I would be faced with. It seems like you're just trying to end this conversation or end this argument. I'm like, well, yes, I am. I guess I don't know what my triggers are, but
I just feel like as soon as I tell you you've done something, you're like, no, I didn't do that. No, this is what, no. It's like
what?
Like the other time that you about going to the gym without me, I said, hey, whenever you said you didn't include me in that plan, you made me feel this way. And you're like, well, of course I assumed, it was never just, you never just said, oh my God, I didn't even realize that I did that. I'm sorry. Of course I had thought about you and said, sorry. That was all you had to say. Mm-hmm. Instead, it turned into, you justifying, you never saying sorry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like a live therapy session for you guys. So anyway, that's what I think. So, what do you feel is currently missing from your life?
My dad. What about you?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine would be, I think, I'd probably have to say, I don't want this to come across bad, but I think like fun, like just fun, spontaneous ventures or experiences.
Yeah. Why haven't you had that in the last 6 months? Yeah. You're missing fun out of your life.
Yeah. Which I think fun has a lot to do with a lot of things. I think it makes you just like doing things for fun, just for the fun of it. So you feel better, mentally, emotionally. It's like people can get into this rat race rut of a routine, not make time for fun. And I just miss that. But.
So that's what you've done?
What?
You said people can put themselves in this rat race.
Yeah.
So is that what you've done?
I mean, no, I haven't put myself there. I just think obviously we have a newborn, so it's not as easy to
travel or
like go to a concert or go on a date night or go to the beach all day or go play volleyball. Or
we did get to go on a date night and someone paid for our meal, so that was super nice. Someone
that was nice. That was a blessing for sure.
Bought our meal and bought Berkeley, our dog, a steak.
Yeah. I love little really God moments like that where we hadn't gone out to dinner in a really long time. And for whatever reason, I was like, we should just go to Gecko's right here. Mm-hmm. Go to Gecko's. We had Berkeley, so we were just like, okay, we'll sit on the patio. And we sat on the patio, and there was one guy at the bar, and we just kind of struck up conversation with him. And yeah, you could just tell he needed someone to talk to, I think, being working all day, he works really hard, but yeah, he paid for both of our meals and he bought Berkeley a ribeye steak and then fed it to him. And it was just, it was awesome. So yeah, little God moments like that. And then you want to pay it forward. I think the next day I bought someone Starbucks. I was like, I need to, got to always pay it forward if someone does something for you. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, sorry about the background baby noise. Hopefully I'm able to edit that out as much as possible. But we got a little 6-month-old who was very curious about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Tyson, what do you want to say?
Got some buzz on his hand.
What do you want to say to the people? What do you want to say to the people? What do you want to say?
You want to talk? You always want to grab the microphone.
Are you shy guy?
Here, put these.
Oh, you hear mama? You want to say? Say mama? Say mama? What if you were just like, mama? Say mama? Look right here. Okay. All right. Well, we are going to go have a day. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah. I'm sorry for whenever you present your problems or something that you want to talk about, that hopefully I give you a safe place and a comfortable place to allow your feelings and emotions to be heard and to be expressed. And hopefully I can be better about being truly accepting of those feelings and hear you out whenever you do need a moment of someone to listen to you, because I do want to be that person that offers you a safe place to tell me your feelings. So I'll be more conscious of that and more aware of that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
It's a work in progress. Always a relationship is, I don't know. I just know.
Don't know, or you just know?
I just know that we are meant to be together and we're always going to work it out. And we're two good people that, we have the same values and morals and goals, and we complement each other really well. And I think we'll always work it out, which I think I've never thought that about any other relationship I've had. So we're going to get married on 10/10 and be together forever.
Yeah. October 10th.
All right. I'll
be there.
Be this crying baby. All right. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.